Oh, this is my audition piece for the UCZ. I was asked to build an enclosure for Asian small-clawed otters in a small Dutch zoo. And this is what I've come up with. I've got to highlight a few details here. I've tried to kind of do the surroundings of the exhibit as well. So I've got kind of like an outbuilding here, and I think, yeah, that's an aviary that I've just kind of thrown together, just a mock-up, you know, to make it look a bit more lived in. Let's have a look at the exhibit. So this is where I've done a little glass viewing window, as you can see. I've tried to put a lot of variation in the water itself, you know, in terms of like rocks and branches and stuff underwater, because that's, I looked up the American Association of Zoos and Aquariums species care manual when designing this, and they kind of stressed the importance of getting some interest in the actual pool itself. Yeah, I've got a little blind here. I think that would lead off somewhere else. One thing I found while I was researching how to go about doing this was a lot of these rural zoos, I think particularly in less so here, but I've seen it a few times in Europe, go quite big into having these big piles of sticks. These are the beaver logs from the base game. These piles of sticks that work as sort of like a wildlife attraction to attract, you know, insects and things, small wildlife, which is admirable. I thought I'd use it here. I've got a bird box up there as well, which I quite like. Let's spin around. Yeah, so this is kind of, I wanted to do it split level. Well, there's the otters. I've tried to arrange the cattails in the kind of like reed banks here in such a way that it provides a visual barrier. So if the group of otters was squabbling, getting territorial, they could separate out a bit. I've tried to put in lots of light. That's the peccary shelter, I believe, and there's a burrow. We'll go through. I'll go through this when we go inside. There's a little area that I thought could be an exhibit under construction, maybe in the future, with a little woodland blind. Anyway, we have here the indoor building, the Otters halt. So let's have a look inside. Okay, there we are. Yes, we've got like a little shaded area, a little bench here. I tried to really mix up the terrain types and stuff. So this is a blend of the fresh water for the sand, and then temperate grassland. And I've tried to use montane dirt here to kind of look almost like gravel. Or pebbles, mind the nettle. Okay, we'll head inside. Yeah, I just want to keep this nice and simple, because I thought, small zoo, this would be food prep area, for monitoring the animals indoors. Got a locker full of stuff. I think where I've done this indoor fence here, that should be high enough for them, because they do climb. They're little escape artists, but it should be fine. I really like this vent you can get on the floor. I can't think where I got it from now, but just to add some drainage. I'm going to start using that a lot more. That's the indoor area. Out here, we've got a quarantine pen, which we'll have a look at in a moment, but we can all get through here. So this is where the two separate enclosures join through these holts here. This panel in the middle is a bit of tank, so I can raise and lower that. So it's all functional. Yeah. Let's have a little look outside. Oh, no, too far. So we can follow this trail around here, and this is kind of backing onto a copse of trees, little stand of wood. I've tried to, again, vary up the soil types to kind of make this look like a little scrubby side road. You know, this is all off show. Don't necessarily need to look pretty for the visitors. I think it's quite pretty. I'm quite proud. Hopefully it gets me in. We'll see. Yes, this is the off-show quarantine area. They recommended in the care manual that you should always have like an outdoor separation area. So we've got a little pool for them here, and a few branches and fish. I didn't want to go too much in this one, just to keep them sterile. I think they're going to want a good compromise between having enough stuff to do and keep them active if they're going to be in here, and also, you know, so it's easy to keep it clean quickly and make sure it's safe. But the idea with an enclosure like this is that it wouldn't be for any particularly long stays. Right, let's have a look at that. Oh, these pipes as well. I think I got them in the same place as the floor vent. I'm going to need to learn how to edit signage if I'm going to start switching up the language. Let's have a look inside the enclosure. Something's getting me caught there. Right, come on! Yep, it's in through here. Have a better look around. Like I was saying, just see visual barriers here and there to divide up the otters. I try to use these little sticks to make tree roots of this elder here. They're a big... In the wild, Asian short-bill otters will kind of be romping through reed beds and mangrove roots as well, I believe. Don't quite me on that, I might be wrong. Yeah, again, I've just tried to mix up the soil types, make it a bit more visually interesting from afar. I've tried to shade underneath this raised platform. Don't know if they'll use it, but they climb. Yeah, another little sandbag. I wanted to mix up the type of fence I used here. So obviously it's this, I think it's this safari fence in the back, and then the more designed bamboo fence along the sides. To kind of suggest that, you know, different parts of this enclosure were built at different times. So perhaps this was an enclosure for a different animal at some point in the collection. But then when they had the otters brought in, they, you know, brought in the see-through fence and the bamboo, and they did a few bits up. Yeah, that was kind of the idea for this, really, is I wanted to kind of theme it as a zoo that's growing and changing all the time, kind of a living zoo, like not necessarily, you know, one of these big city zoos, you know, your London or your Chester, where they're very good at staying on theme in their building. They've kind of got to use what wood they can get and build what they can as it changes through time. Well, that's it for now. I think you've seen everything. I'm not sure what else I'd flag up. I really am happy with this. I think what I did was, obviously, I had this plateau area raised up a bit, and then I lowered the ground in front of it as well, but then kept you on the gas level. This is floating on top. This is again based heavily on, I think, a real zoo. Again, I think perhaps Fife Wildlife Park in Scotland, where they've got an arrangement like this. You know, the standoff fence but in the glass, so you can't actually tap on the glass, which would upset me. I'm rambling. Anyway, this has been the tour. I hope you've enjoyed. Goodbye.